Welcome to 2K. Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Alongside Grant Hill and Brent Barry, I'm Brian Anderson. Also with us tonight, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And by virtue of the NBA schedule, their first game of the new year is against the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, they beat this team in the season series last year. But what's that really saying?
And here's Ingram outside. Williams grabs the board. On offense, here are the Hornets. Porter. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. That one on Pokashevsky.
And the combination of the athleticism and the size of Porter Jr. is very hard to guard. That time, he takes a hit.
And one thing you've got to do on the floor tonight, box out.
Two elite rebounding teams here, BA, so making sure that possessions count. Work to get the best possible shot you can in the half court, because you know there's not going to be a lot of second opportunities in this one.
The shot by Ingram, no good. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I caught up with Coach Charles Lee. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how Coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them, guys.
Allie, thank you. Outside Porter. Misses the three.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
And here's Ingram outside. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
And the basket is good.
Porter showing just great body control that time, taking the hit, but he keeps his eyes on the rim. That helps him score and finish.
Kicks it out to Barnes. Stolen by Miller. Now the Hornets moving it up. Here's Porter. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
He can get out and run. Porter Jr. getting out into the lane and helping out the break.
Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Now here's Porter. 6 points for him. Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Scotty's such a good dunker. This is why the D can't let Barnes get that deep inside.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And it's the Hornets ball. Here's ball, and he buries his first look.
Yeah, inside ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
Barnes with it. An important role in this offense, averaging around 12.5 per game. Here's Ingram. No good with a jumper from the wing.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Outside Porter. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to Porter. 6 to shoot. Hurdle with some nice D.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
And here's Ingram from the arc. That one's good. Makes him 3 for 7.
They expect Brandon Ingram to give them a constant inside-outside threat. And he's got to go ahead from three-point line whenever he wants it.
Porter gets the bucket.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 7. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And that's the way it should be. Ingram aggressive to the rack.
After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 9. That one goes in. Ingram's got 11.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy.
To the middle. The kick out to Ball. And here's Porter outside. He buries it from 3. He's got 11.
Porter so developed with that long-range shot. Beautiful form on it.
And it's Ingram off the drive. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And that's big time from B.I.
On the wing, Porter. 52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And then Porter with the dunk.
Man, he is fun to watch. Porter can really get it going offensively.
Here's Ingram. Driving inside. Good. Now 7 for 11 on the night.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Outside Porter. Wing shot on the way. It's hauled in by Pokashevsky. The Raptors with a lead. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Quickly from outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Now here's Ball. Gets it up. A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for the Toronto Raptors. Oh, what a quarter. He would...
17.
And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And from what we've seen from the Raptors, what's your take so far?
Well, so far, they've got things rolling along nicely at the offensive end.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
Porter's shot is off.
Not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
And a homecoming of sorts for R.J. Barrett last season after being traded to his hometown Raptors.
Yeah, he's played well in Toronto. You wonder if the offseason helps him settle into where it is that he knows he's going to start this year. I really like his three-point shooting. That has been much improved in that Raptor uniform.
Here's Porter. Over Barrett. It's rebounded by Barrett. On the wing, Grady Dick. There's the triple. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. Charlotte trailing. Good drive by Porter. Four on the clock. Tipped. Outside Barrett. Fires for three. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Manuel Quickly is the lead guard for the Raptors, and he said, I'm still learning when to be ultra aggressive and when to get my teammates involved. The balance of it all while playing defense at a high level. It's a lot, but I'm having fun learning all of it because this is what I wanted, to be challenged. Brian?
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thank you. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hornets will retain possession. Here's Porter. He's got 13. With the drive. And then Porter with the dunk.
Offense has been hard to come by so far. A much-needed bucket right there.
Yeah, the buckets have been few and far between, and neither team able to get into any sort of offensive rhythm.
All right, Brett, in an ideal world, if you're team building and you have the ability to build around a type of superstar, what would that look like for you?
Well, BA, the game has changed so much. We see that the most valuable players now, today, are big wings that can handle the physical rigors of both ends of the floor, playing offense and defense, can have the ball in their hands and create advantage every time they touch the ball, whether they're scoring it or making plays for their teammates. But the biggest factor is this guy has to motivate and ingratiate himself to the rest of the team. Those are true high-level championship caliber players.
And that one's good. Quickly.
You like Quickly's decision-making, that time calling his own number.
On the wing man. Outside Porter. Lets it fly from 18. And another basket for Charlotte.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Now Quickly. Kick out to Brown. It's stolen by Nurkic. Now the Hornets moving it up.
Good fast-paced play there. It's much easier to find a shot when you beat the defense back.
Toronto trailing. For three, Barrett. Porter pulls it in. And so Porter will bring it up to Charlotte. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Miller can't get it to go. And now the Raptors on the break. And the jam by Brown.
Well, we know Quickly can score, but there he shows off his passing ability.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
And he sinks the second. Brent, we've seen Quickly step up as a team leader since he came into the league.
Well, he's had tremendous confidence in what it is that he brings to a basketball team from the very beginning. It's taken him a little bit of time to gain that in the NBA setting, but he is now asserting himself as a floor general. And right now, efficient as Brandon Ingram is just torching the defense.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Here's Ball. Checking the numbers. He's averaging close to 15 a game. And he lobs it up top. It's stolen by Barnes. Here comes Toronto on the push. And he gets that one. Barnes has got his second basket. All right, let's take a look at the energy stats. How the hustle game has been going for the Raptors.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense. Getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play, and all that hustle is paying off.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over.
Section gets free t-shirts. Let's see who.
Number 19,
And there's 1:38 left in the first half. Here's Ball. It's not going to go for him. Raptors lead by 5. Here's Ingram. There's the drive. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Ball no good. And it's Toronto's ball. They're on a 10-1 run. Barnes drives in. Williams grabs the board.
Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
Williams with the screen. Oh, there's the alley. Hammers the lob through.
I like Miller's vision. I mean, he sees the court well and makes really good decisions with the ball.
There's 31 seconds left in the second period. Here's Ingram. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And we continue to watch the rise of Ingram. He just keeps adding to his offensive repertoire.
Here's Miller. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, just hold for the last shot. Don't give him another possession at all.
Yeah, hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Ingram. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. And now a 9-point Raptor lead.
You want to settle for something going away from the basket, aggressive with a finger roll.
And so it's Toronto. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. More 2K action in just a moment. And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Hornets trail by 9. And in recent seasons, Grant, almost no team's been hit by the injury bug as much as the Hornets.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, you wonder what they could have done if they'd stayed healthy. They built the team around key players, and those guys have just missed a lot of time.
The baseline, Jay. It's Pokashevsky on the wing. Up and over Porter. Pokashevsky the miss. Here's Charlotte. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Celtics. And they'll be reaching the back half of a 4-game home stretch.
And Porter has such great athleticism, able to get up and throw it down. We talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
And Williams punches it home.
The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
Man, absolutely jaw-dropping.
That's the kind of aggressive basketball you love out of Brandon Ingram.
Outside Porter. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Raptors. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Raptors. Outside Barrett. And he commits the intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Team foul.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Right side Porter, who poked away. Outside Ingram. Pass to Barnes. Pokashevsky with it. From outside the arc. Williams grabs the board. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, a lot of change for this Hornets organization. New ownership, a new front office, a new head coach, some exciting new talent. They're renovating the arena and building a new practice facility. Other than that, not much has changed. BA?
Business as usual, Allie. Thanks. Ball right side. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Alexei Pokashevsky. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Pass to Miller. 6 on the shot clock. Porter a screen. 13 feet out. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And now just a 3-point Raptor lead.
And you know Coach loves seeing his offense operate at this level. Great passing out there.
Right side Barnes. Here's Ingram. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Ingram's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Porter looks it over. Here's Miller. Rebound by the Raptors.
Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it. How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, BA. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper. He's carried much of the scoring load tonight, and with the win in reach, don't expect him to let up.
When you get inside, there's all kinds of traffic. This is the result as Porter Jr. is going to get to the foul line.
This is his second trip to the line in the game. That's good from Porter. Porter hits them both. Raptors lead by 5. Quickly outside. Count that one.
Emmanuel.
In an instant, quickly saw the opening, didn't hesitate.
There's a minute 40 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Oh, love to see ball attack inside.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Quickly with the ball. Pass to Mobo. Kicks it to Quickly. Here's Mobo. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Improving every year as a playmaker. I like Quickly looking to dish it.
Now here's Ball. "51 seconds left in the third. Shot clock at 6.
And Pirtle's got a high defensive IQ, great awareness, which is why he's able to block and alter so many shots.
Hornets trail by 7. Ball outside. Driving to the basket. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Third team foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good.
You gotta respect the enthusiasm LaMelo Ball brings to his game. He thrives out here under the bright lights with all eyes on him. Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
Kicks it to Quickly. And he lobs it up to the rim.
How about the bounce?
Emmanuel.
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Hurdle with the block. Kicks it to Quickly. Lets it go from deep. Buries it from 3. Quickly's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
He's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for Toronto. He's been an offensive force, now with over 30 points after the quarter. All right, we'll get back to the action after. Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Toronto leading by 8. It's stolen. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. Here's Sensabaugh. Clock at 6. Second chance effort. And it's good on the lay-in.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They've led by as much as 10. Hornets trail by 6. Pass to Clinton. Lets the 3 fly. To the wing, right side. Counted from distance.
And defensively, how do you leave them that open in crunch time?
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. There's Dick. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Smith, no good.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Pass to Quickly. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Knocks down the triple. And the Raptors lead by 6.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage in his position, Grant?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards, as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons. And they've done well from the free throw line this half. No misses yet.
To the inside. Dick. Nice dish, and the layup goes down.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
LaMelo on the attack. He can do damage from anywhere, but they love to see him get to the rim.
On the wing quickly. Pass to Abaji. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Here's Okogie. Off target from outside. So Toronto going with almost an entirely new group here.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Toronto leading by 4. Now Ingram. And the layup is good. Ingram's got 33 points.
Yeah, Ingram and that body and that maturation showing off in plays just like that.
Here's Porter. Here's Williams. Rebound by the Raptors. Good chance here for Barrett. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. And it's an 8-point Raptor lead.
Looks like they're gaining some confidence here in crunch time.
And right now is when you have to lay it on the line. Between the two teams, they've clearly been the aggressor.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. Hornets trail by 8. Three-pointer. Man, misses.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
The reverse. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
You also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace. And that's produced some easy scores.
I really don't think there's any way to slow them down. They have the defense scrambling out there.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Here's Diabate. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And you look around the league. Brent, are small market teams having a moment?
Well, B.A., these teams have done a very good job of positioning themselves well. If you look back over the past couple of years, what have they done? Well, they've had themselves a lot of pick and a lot of good fortune moving up in the draft in some cases. These teams aren't going anywhere.
Here's Barnes.
A little bit of showtime there from Scotty B.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Hornets trail by 15. Outside Porter. Will it go? Sinks the tray. Porter's got 26 points.
They feel like there's nowhere on the floor where you can really get away from Michael Porter Jr. 3-ball goes that time.
Here's Williams. Tipped. Here's Barnes. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Porter with it. He's picked up by Barnes. 16 feet out. Lobo with the rebound. Toronto leading by 12.
Barring a miracle comeback, this one is wrapped up. They were able to control the tempo and flow of the game, and it will end in a victory for the Raptors.
You love how they push the ball at every opportunity.
Yeah, they really dictated the pace, and it really paid off.
And reaching a nice milestone, an even 20 wins on the year.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Brandon Ingram.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter here.
He saw the pass coming a mile away, was perfectly positioned to intercept it.
The ball's knocked loose. And he converts the layup. Time called here. The Raptors decide to talk it over. 11 seconds left in the final quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Hornets dance team. Give it up.
11 seconds left in the fourth. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Personal foul. Fourth
Good on the first. And that makes it a 7-point lead.
line for the Raptors. R.J. Barrett.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's an 8-point ball game. And here are the Hornets now. And so Toronto takes the win. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready.
Your ego, is it? Yo, thought I was coming one up, but I got my people clicking. Yeah, I can see yo, so ego driven.